Hey, what's up, you guys? Your boy Darth Solomon here. We're playing GTA Online. Just waiting for it to boot up.
He was one of them people that you meet that were just so genuine. You know, when you meet someone, you think they are so lovely. You know, he was so funny. He was such a character.
What?
Before you get me down.
He always made people laugh.
Oh yeah, I know where he's at. Haha.
As well. He had a lot of friends.
Did he make you laugh?
Oh god, yeah. He was hilarious. He was really nice. Always wanted to make everyone giggle.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Your boy Darth Solomon here. We're playing GTA Live on Steam. Come check it out. Related video right here.
Silly. Yeah. Daft.
Joe Geeling appeared to be the complete opposite of Michael Hamer. One, an outgoing, happy child with a zest for life.
Why do I get notifications every time you post something?
Often bullied boy.
Or you can shut that off because you subscribe, but I can shut off the notifications for
Oh,
you.
it's
Joe
okay.
was everything that Michael wasn't.
When I'm not
He
home
was
and you
popular,
post stuff,
he
I
was
watch it.
interested in football, all of the things that young lads get into do. So did he admire him?
I think there was a sense in which he did admire him and he wanted to be like him. But also he felt that kind of amplified his own sense of shadow as well.
I watch you
So
pay.
it's this
Yeah.
real kind of back and forth. I'm drawn to people who I want to be like, but also they make me feel
Fucking
worse
flank.
about myself at the same time.
Push back on your tough pain. Introducing new Tylenol Dual Action Acetaminophen plus Ibuprofen.
Stupid Frank.
Relieve aches and pains and reduce pain caused by
We need-
inflammation in one effective
That's what I
solution.
had to talk in
Dual
the middle.
Action for your tough pain.
BetMGM Casino has no exciting live entertainment. So when you want the magic of Vegas, you get the magic of Vegas. All the excitement of a player's paradise.
See, you can't even see me.
Roulette, craps, baccarat, and more. Anytime, anywhere. Download BetMGM Casino.
Those panties are hot.
This is a step towards relief. It's 30 years of support behind you. This
You have that on
is just the start.
my Switch too, right?
No, not this one.
No.
The old ones.
Oh, okay.
But also they make me feel worse about myself at the same time.
On Wednesday, March the 1st, 2006,
Look at your
both
stupid flag.
14-year-old Michael Hamer and 11-year-old Joe Geeling were present at school. Michael
Just
had
getting
developed
whipped
some
by a
sort of
flag.
obsession with Joe and had hatched the plan to get closer to him.
He did used to hang around with a lot of
What?
younger kids, like a lot of the year sevens. He didn't have any friends that was his age.
We need to find
He was
another
all
top.
a lot younger than him. Joe was in year 7.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
So that's gonna piss me off if I'm sleeping and I get fucking whipped in the face with that.
I think he was. Which sounds a bit strange for an older lad to be hanging
Mind you, if I
around
move the
with
fan a certain
a
different
year
way, it might
7
help.
or a bunch of year 7s in school.
Michael was said to be socially inept and he formed a lot of friendships with children a lot younger than him. Why would you
Fuck
think that?
this.
He had maybe low IQ, so he may have had a developmental delay himself, and so he was actually seeking out children who were at the same developmental level as him, who could play at the level that he was understanding. Yes, could be that. There's also the possibly confusing sexual element, and it's not clear whether he has a fixation on these children.
This is fun.
He essentially lacks the social skills to be able to get on a level with his peers, to be able to command their respect and feel part of those groups of people his own age. You do see this sometimes with children, don't you? When they have that kind of misfit with their peers, they'll go and talk to young children because they know that young children are going to look up to them simply because they're older than they are.
It was clear that Michael had
It is full moon tonight.
Yeah.
Michael had to find a way of getting away from school and away from his parents.
I wonder if I can see it.
Until they had found him.
That's brilliant. I did
That
really
day
well.
at school, all revolves around a note that Hamer gave to him at
Yeah, I
lunchtime.
can.
It was a note that was a complete fabrication.
They must have a telescope to get a nice
It
picture
was
like that.
telling Joe that he had to go home with his mentor, who was in the letter it said it was Michael, and that his mother would meet him there at 4:30. She was going to be giving him the address, and so she would meet him there. That's the very clever part of the letter, because it reassured Joe that his mum was coming for him.
I don't want to form
This seems to have had quite a lot of planning and quite a lot of thought go into it, doesn't it? And it doesn't surprise me all that much because Michael Hamer spent a lot of time on his own, up in his room, you know, with his thoughts and ruminating, planning, and he didn't have those breaks on his behaviour, that kind of filter. He wasn't discussing his feelings verbally, it was kind of all in his head.
Yeah, fuck it.
The teacher overheard Joe discussing the note with friends and asked to have a look at it.
Now you just gotta wait till 3 p.m.
Recognised it for what it was.
Yeah.
On the floor, and spoke
What were
to
you doing
Joe,
on a full moon at 3 p.m.
to
again?
Deputy head, go to her
Oh,
office
sure.
and wait there, tell her about the letter.
We were
And
cursing
she
something.
also made it very clear to him that he should go straight home. He should not go to Hamer's house as he had been instructed in the letter. So later that afternoon, Joe is seen by 5 other pupils outside the deputy head's office. And it appears that he's not gone in. Hamer has managed to coax him away from there, and then a little later on still, the teacher sees the two of them together in the corridor and approaches them, feels that Hamer is being shifty and starts to interrogate him, but then the fire alarm goes and all the children and all the staff have to evacuate very, very quickly.
It was a false alarm, but had it not gone off, and had the teacher not been interrupted, would Joe Geeling still be alive today?
So school would have ended that day at 10 to 4. Hamer sets off for his home in Dalton Street, and Joe is seen a couple of times by other pupils shuffling along a few paces behind.
So,
And I'd seen Joe outside school. I'd seen him walking away from school. Which I thought was strange because obviously
You
he
probably won't
works
be there.
near me.
not right now.
So I'd see him usually walking towards where I walked home. So anyway, I just thought
So,
thought nothing of it.
Huh?
nothing talking
I'll
this to.
just go and
We'll start balls to the wall because that's got extra.
That's what we were doing. Because if I did, then I would have, I could have pieced it all together.
And has that thought haunted you?
Go normal. Yeah.
But there was nothing that him or anyone could have done to prevent what happened next. Joe Geeling had ignored the advice of his teacher and began to follow Michael.
Yeah, cool to poke up.
I think if kids being bullied at school or has a difficult family life, confused about who he or she is, I think it's understandable
Stealing the vehicle.
in that scenario where other people are controlling you and you have no control over that person.
Let's see if
If you
one
might
of
want
them
to
check.
control a younger person, it's not the same thing for them.
I'll never know why Joe went back to Michael's house, but it would become the site of the 11-year-old boy's murder.
They went to the house. 4:30. By 4:30, he was dead. It would appear that Hamer had made a sexual contact with her. Joe had resisted his your day, and he apparently said that he would tell other children to stay.
Angry and embarrassed by rejection and worried that he would be outed, Michael grasped and reached for a frying pan.
He hits him so violently that he falls and breaks his fall. He then runs down the stairs, grasps the kitchen and goes backwards. He stabs Joe repeatedly 16 times.
It was a moment where there was an opportunity
Go, go, go.
and he made that decision.
Oh, yeah,
Most people, when they commit
Whoa, 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 go. Bah.
they can't think straight. Some of them go into a kind of trauma and start freaking out. But Michael, he acts in a very cool, very calm way. And that's because he doesn't see that, oh my goodness, I've just taken someone's money. What he sees is a problem he has to solve. He has to solve
they're left.
of a young boy's hands. He wants it out of his hands.
So okay, if I put the chocolate like this, you will be.
Shut. Oh, fuck.
He drags him
Come on.
down the stairs and then puts him into a uniform, which he then is dragging out of the house and on to a park and to the street and alleyway. And by the time that Joe's mother is
Come on.
he's already at the park and he's being dumped in a wooden cage.
Fuck me.
And kicking his body nearby in the White Gate Park. But was this killing premeditated, or was it a fit of rage?
I think that there is a premeditation in wanting to get him to the house, because here it is someone who doesn't have those normal social skills, who wants this other lad to come to his home because he wants to make a sexual advance, but he doesn't know how to kind of go about doing that in a normal social acceptable way.
Good job.
He comes up with this kind of elaborate plan to do it, but when he rejects it, the reaction is holding this
Alright, guys. Full. Honey vehicle. Not that one.
The limbic emotional brain has matured and is really full of desire,
This one.
and the frontal lobe hasn't developed yet. So it's not able to rein in, for the brain it's exactly, it's not able to rein in that emotional brain, and so you get risk-taking, impetuous behaviour.
I think in terms of premeditation, it can be seconds in the making. That intention to want to do somebody harm doesn't have to be, days and weeks. It can be something that happens in the moment. So Joe had to return home by 5:30 p.m. His parents called the police. A huge search began across Bury for the young boy.
There were 4 police dogs, dog handling teams from the police, and we had 2 types of rescue service.
Wow.
And also there were family members, neighbours,
Raise up, fool. You gotta get up out of here.
people in the area who know
Thanks for talking to me, Mel.
No problem.
So they joined in. But it's very unusual for us to report a search for a schoolboy who's just 11 years old. And driving that car,
No.
identified with the right. And I think everybody felt the same. We wanted to find
After killing Joe Dean, Michael returned to the scene of the crime.
the little boy's blood is in the bedroom on the stairs.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
And he needs to clean it up. he knows he had 90 minutes in which to clean up before his mother got back, and so he sets about that task. When his mum comes back, she notices redness in the carpet and questions her son about it.
There we
He
go.
says he had a leaking red pen and explained it away that way.
We got far enough away, ladies and gentlemen.
Continued, night fell, and the temperature dropped dramatically.
Yeah.
It's one of those
Okay.
Harold cases. It's always in the back of your mind, that this is what really happened, isn't it? It's frustrating that you search for hours and hours and don't find anything.
It's a very troubling case, isn't it? Even if it wasn't premeditated, he managed to keep a pretty calm manner afterwards, with his lying to his lying to others. So very puzzling and troubling. It's hard to know whether he would qualify as having psychopathic traits more generally.
Alright. Yeah, we gotta kill time.
Later on, he has a fire, presumably as a means of watching the road on the night and then finishing off the framework, which with huge honour is about the 10 commandments, the 6th being thou shalt not steal.
As light fell over Bury in Greater Manchester on March 1st, 2006, hundreds of people were out searching for 11-year-old Joe Heaney, who had not returned home from school that afternoon.
One of the things that made this search unusual was the involvement of the Manchester Fire Rescue Service. In particular, firefighters from Bury was in fact, I would say unprecedented. And the reason was that there was a family connection between members of the Bury firefighting crew and the young lad, I think from the very start there was a big investigation of the family and the community. They all knew they needed to find Joe as soon as possible. He was told them, and whether it be or whatever, he just collapsed because he thought that they found him sooner rather than later. He was a frail young man, and it was
While the search continued, 40-year-old fellow schoolboy Michael Zeno was in his bedroom doing his homework before going to sleep in the very same room where he had killed Joe Heaney just hours earlier. He's literally just on autopilot going through his defense daily routine. And I think that is because there is no emotional reaction to what he's done. He had a problem, he had a dead body in his house and he disposed of it, so he solved the problem and it's back to normal.
finished our search at 3 o'clock and we were told that it was to stand down temporarily. If you think about it, a lot of our members will get to work like myself, and get to work all day, and then you've been searching all night. I remember overwhelming
But they were never going to find Joe Heaney. He had been murdered by Michael Heaney with hidden Joe's body on the secure and a few discarded sofa cushions in Whitehead Park.
Go fill up our ammo.
The following day, Thursday, March the 2nd, Michael went back to school as if nothing had happened. He was on time for the first bell.
The day after, there was a picture of Joe going out of school and said something like, have you seen this guy, Joe Geelan? And I thought, I know him. I'd seen him. So I put my hand up and said, I know him, I walk home from school with him. So my teacher said, you need to go to the headmaster and speak to him. So I've gone to the headmaster and sat down in the foyer and waited to speak to the headmaster. Now, my was Amy sat next to me, waiting to speak to the headmaster as well.
What did you think, Amy?
Well, I thought nothing of it at the time, but then Michael spoke to me and said, "Did you see Joe last night?" And this gives me the creeps even now, and I said, "Yeah, did you?" And he said, "Yeah." And to think that I spoke
The
to
amount of
him,
money that I would spend on the girls for the doctors and whatnot,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to use to stock up this house.
Okay.
So I don't have to buy it. Do you need this light on?
No. Okay. I'll go next.
So I don't have to pay for this month.
Okay.
My mom is. Remember, I pay 1 month, my mom pays another?
Yeah.
Well, this month is the month that I don't have to pay anything.
So,
Girls, anyways. Which will save me like $100 and some
What
bucks.
did you think I put it on for? I don't know whether he's that sophisticated. He's just kind of living in the moment. So I've got everything to okay. And he doesn't think through the consequences of his actions and how other people might feel about it. He's done it, it's over, move on.
He's very mentality. What?
no. Oh, I can't do it then. Fuck. Alright, I'll get back in here.
Welcome back, friends. Today we're looking at Charmin Ultra Soft Square. Wow. These winky edges feel so much better than ordinary squares. Now, let's see if it's cushy. Whoa! Charmin is so much softer. It's way more absorbent.
I mean, what are you doing in there?
Trying to figure out which game I want.
Sorry, Dr. Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Care is a 10 out of 10. Definitely worth it. We all go. Why not give it a go with Charmin?
We're going to do Monopoly Go until I stay there all night.
Okay.
And then I'll do 2 blocks.
Natural, non-GMO, Gentle Giant canned dog.
Alright, 56
Canned and gift food prepared with fresh meats, fresh fruits, and fresh vegetables that can make a huge difference in taste and nutrition for your dog and for your cat. Our 27.5-year-old Wolfhound Terra has really more than triple her normal lifespan, eating only Gentle Giant's dry dog food mixed with Gentle Giant's canned dog food at Global Pet Foods, Ruffins, Bone and Biscuit, and more.
times 5. Let's see if I can do it.
I just think it's extremely challenging to build. I have one educator in the classroom is responsible for the learning of 30 students. It's not fair.
Dude,
They're
I've been
not
to
fair.
Bangkok, okay?
What
I've
we're
been
doing
to concerts and done a lot of driving. I've been up there, okay?
Is
I
this
got a
away from the
top-rated talent show on TV
students
and a
who
nationally
have to
syndicated
support
talk show.
what they need to
I've
thrive.
been in anti-metrosexual school that only millions of people look up
Yes,
to.
it was.
Believe me.
Smaller classes and others.
Alright. Lost MCI. So we have to go to funeral and kill a bunch of them. I forget if there's anything after that.
If you remember when I was growing up, our classes were not that big.
Yeah.
Just as we were
15, 20 kids max.
we got some urgent messages came through on the phone.
Alright, we gotta go in.
My number one message is to be careful what you said on the radio.
And when the classroom did have like, say, 30 students,
Yeah.
there was an automatic EA in that room to help the teacher with the other students that needed help.
Yeah.
Nowadays, teachers are expected to be able to run a class full of 30 students
Yeah.
and be able to help every student that needs help.
An atmosphere attended.
They're very underpaid for what they have to do.
Mountain rescuers, firefighters, families.
Fuck. Yeah, get them over here.
It's one of those jobs that you need to be able to like children to do your job. You don't get nearly as much as you really should for what you're doing, right?
Even though Henry was the number one suspect, he seems to be very calm. And he was calm under pressure and calm because he was taken out of school. He
Oh, the blood has subsided so far.
Okay, good.
PM, the solicitor called the police back in and said he wanted to speak.
I think it was just
And that's
irritated,
when
like
he
my
confessed.
alarm was just irritated.
Yeah.
After he was arrested by the police, he didn't last very long. He confessed to the killing. The evidence that gathered is pretty familiar with any of that. But one thing that he didn't admit, and therefore arrested Franklin, was the sexual element, which was discovered when they saw the letter that he drafted on the Swindon tour, which was found at his home.
During the search of Michael's bedroom, police had found a note at the top of a wardrobe which outlined his desire to have sexual relations with Joe. The entire community was stunned by the murder of Joe Geely. The charming young boy with his whole life ahead of him had been killed at the hands of another child. He sent it on back.
As far as anger is concerned, someone local deal with but how do you explain that you understand what's happening to your child? It's just imagination. This was a close-knit family. They adored him with a younger brother who doted on his older brother, and they will forever miss that great spark of a who I think his dad said that he lived like it 100 years ago.
Jesus!
I remember probably
You're not supposed to be here. Get out!
and the great sadness that because of the forensic work that had to be done, Joe's body was kept where it was for another 2 weeks, which is an awful thing compared to we even spent 5 minutes practically really professionally thinking and that's
Fuck. Alright. Sorry, man.
On Saturday,
My belly is gonna really
Yeah,
hurt.
no.
Michael Hamer was charged with the murder of Joe Dean. The hearing is set for October. In preparation for the hearing, psychologists interviewed Michael to try and find out what was going on inside the head of this 14-year-old boy.
He wasn't particularly intelligent. And he had a number of social issues such as isolation and being bored, difficulty relating to other people, which was eventually diagnosed as an adjustment disorder.
If they're labeling somebody with disorder, that implies it's outside the ordinary range or that it's severe enough that it causes impairment. But I have to say the adjustment disorder does sound a little bit more vague than a lot of clinical disorders or diagnoses that you might be given, like psychosis or autism or psychotic personality.
On Friday, March the 31st, 2006, the funeral of Joe Dean took place.
Wow,
On the
this
ferry
is just
of
lying
United England.
Oh, the bikers showed up. Oh, look at that little tiny baby walk.
Just before the funeral. So all of the pupils lined up outside the school and the coffin was brought down. The coffin was so small and when it was brought down and we all let the rooms off, the coffin was brought down, turned around in front of us and goes back up towards the church. So small.
Baby confidence was fucking small.
It was hard to deal
Just
with.
Start.
I couldn't get over it for a few months. I don't think anybody could.
What was the general feeling in the spring?
I knew it was horrible. But I'd need to say St. Gabriel's in the school. If we were fine. Yeah, they put it together and we were going.
The hearing was set for October the 16th, 2006.
It's commonly in this birthday possibility of murder and recollection. Set against that background, nevertheless remains one of the more memorable and certainly one of the more upsetting cases that I've dealt with. I mean, most of all because of Jeremy's vulnerability, a really nice little lad with cystic fibrosis who struggled against it all. And as a human being, not a professional, as a human being, really gets in the depths.
In October 2006, 14-year-old Michael Bremer was in court charged with the murder of fellow schoolboy Joe Gilman. Alistair Webster was prosecuted.
There was a real anticipation. There's a lot of nervous tension around it. Some of the occasion, all sorts of people. We ask a lot of the victims to allow a court process to deal with things where their natural feelings of the anger and the desire for revenge. Really, they're absolutely different. And they're very good to deal with.
I attended the court case.
Fuck.
My environment was really dignified. They were stupendous. They were remarkably calm and dignified.
Fuck.
On the first day of proceedings, Monday, October the 16th, Michael Bremer pleaded guilty to 11-year-old Joe's murder.
In our law, we don't just act. We responsibility of the individual. There's an actual feeling that it's such a bizarre murder as this, where it's a youngster and where the victim is particularly vulnerable, you wonder how it can happen. And it's inevitable that the defendant is going to want to explore the mental capacity and state of the defendant. In this case, not the thing that anybody was lonely, isolated, who was socially inadequate, he was a victim of bullying, and so there are a number of aspects which had to be examined. But eventually, it came from the psychiatric report that he was not insane, he wasn't under mental responsibility. So very clearly he had some personality issues which were relevant to sentencing.
Michael Bremer was sentenced to a minimum of 12 years imprisonment. But Joe's parents were angry at the relatively short length of the sentence.
Immediately after the hearing, I advised Mr. and Mrs. Gilliam and the Crown Prosecution said that in my view the sentence was probably too light, that we need to look at it again and probably refer it up to the Court of Appeal rather than the Attorney General's record. And eventually that's what I advised, and that's what happened.
The Court of Appeal agreed with the Gilliams and extended Michael's minimum term from 12 to 15 years. Michael Bremer was an isolated character. If this was avoided,
I'm going to put my cards on the table and say yes, it can be prevented. There are these sorts of cases are not unprecedented, and there are youngsters who have behaved like that in the past.
So you'll be 29 when he gets out, right?
A serious case review asks those questions of all the agencies involved in Michael, and from 4 years ago, and they should answer those questions.
Let me get it.
What did you know about him at the time? They didn't pay enough attention to him. And the consequence is that a child has lost his life in circumstances.
He's set to be released in 2021.
Yeah.
So can someone like him be rehabilitated?
Yes, it can be rehabilitated, but it's subject to giving it your best shot. Are these difficult cases to rehabilitate? Oh yes, absolutely. And that's why the society needs to give it our best shot. These are children who have committed the most serious offences in the book. And we need to be alert to the fact that, as you say, they can come out at some stage. I want to come out less dangerous when they went in, not more dangerous. I want to be assured that the camera moves next to me or you, that they're going to be okay, they'll be safe, and that they're going to not repeat.
It's been over 10 years since the murder of Joe Geeling, and one question remains: why? Sadly,
Fuck.
in the village that we don't resort to that kind of behaviour, so there seems to be around that sexual experimentation and rejection with his fear of being found out, but the very calm way that he then dealt with disposing of the body and so on. It's pretty chilling, isn't it?
I think what I'll tell you there is what most people covered it, either the police or journalists covered it, is the complete injustice of it all, that this profound lad who just didn't deserve to die and had so much to live for.
What's the sweet memory that will always stay?
Walking home from school with him. Having a laugh with him. That'll always stay with me.
What would you put to your grandbaby all the time?
Thinking about the mindset of Mr. and Mrs. Geeling, the thing very positive in the sense of it's sort of a charity of raising money and Joe. You're not supposed to be here. Nowadays, it's very, very difficult when they're told that you're taking the that's what happens. And it will be with them for the rest of their life.
To be considered for parole, you need to have expressed remorse, and to be remorseful, you need to have an emotional reaction. And if that's not there, it becomes incredibly difficult. So it is a problem, because if you don't feel that in the first place, then you can't feel it. There's no doubt that Michael had a problematic childhood.
No, you fucking idiot.
His father, and not accepted by his peers, clearly affected him as he grew up. He was bullied and he bullied. Isolated with his teenage emotions and sexual desires, his one last rejection had broken him and determined his fate. No one will ever know if Michael Hamer killed Joe Geeling because he wanted to beat him or because he wanted to be with him. Maybe it was a combination of the two. But either way, Michael's obsession with 11-year-old Joe led to the most brutal murder and ultimately a complete waste of young life.
Extraordinary. Fancy Feast Gems. Love is in the details. Push back on your tough pain. Introducing new Tylenol Dual Action Acetaminophen plus Ibuprofen. Relieve aches and pains and reduce pain caused by inflammation in one effective solution. Dual action for your tough pain.
Never have participated in recreating
Yes.
what you're about to see is not a new broadcast.
56 hours. Yeah.
Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries, the story of newlywed Shannon Davis, who died in a lake accident. Shannon's husband had purchased secret insurance policies totaling $330,000. In Oklahoma, Eileen Conway died in a mysterious car crash. The highway patrol moved at Atlanta. She was murdered. In 1928, Glenn and Bessie Hart married. Grand Canyon River. 15 years later,
When you go back that way, it's a bit easy.
housewife Johnny Cage, identified among the places, son of the drug
package of burgers in Portland, I ship it down. I catch a flight, then I catch my shit soon as I hit the town. At my hoes house, showed up in that new Ferrari Roma, I done showed out. Fucking against the gears, I'm soldier slim without the gold mouth. Holding 50 bricks up in the drought, I just might hold it out. Kids from the other bricks up in the drought, I just might hold it out. Against the gears, I'm soldier slim without the gold mouth.
On July 23rd, 1980, the small Michigan farming community really wants to do and share in business and navigate through a sunset horseback ride.
Alright, let's try this one.
Within an hour,
Radio Santos, your partner, big boy up in here, man.
according to Dave, Shannon was not an experienced rider. When it reached the edge of the woods, she lost control and fell off the horse, striking her head violently on the ground. Dave's simple and plausible story was immediately accepted by the couple's family and friends.
I felt that Shannon's marriage was maybe heaven. I really felt this. I had begun to love David.
I described him probably to a lot of people as a man's man. He was an outdoor person, hunting, fishing. He just was very manly and very light.
It should say, isn't he mine? Not so easy. I thought he would protect her through anything. I had no idea what it was really like.
After Shannon's death, Bob and Lucille Moore began to discover that Dave Davis was not the man he seemed to be.
Sorry. Yo,
They began to
check
find
it out.
proof
You gotta
that
bounce, man.
to believe that his daughter's death was not an accident. Dave Davis
Let's go.
The Moores were afraid that their son-in-law may have gotten away. Perfect time. At the hospital, Shannon was pronounced dead of the injuries caused by her fall. Minutes later, Shannon's parents were surprised and upset when they insisted their daughter's body was found.
I said, can we take Shannon back to Toledo for burial? I suppose our voices were getting a little bit loud because I don't believe in cremation. I knew Shannon didn't want that.
Let's go.
I insisted I was going to go try and find a judge and
Let's go.
temporary restraining order to stop it.
That night, Lucy couldn't sleep. She remembered that her husband Bob had caught Dave in a lie about life insurance.
Alright.
He said that you had insurance
What
for
the-
Shannon. He said no. search shot through and mentioned coming home from home the very next day. Then David took on a large life insurance on me.
Oh, yeah.
3 days later, Shannon was buried. Marvin and Seymour noticed that they'd seen her move.
What's the body of Shannon?
After the funeral, Shannon's parents found out that Dave had lived a life of deceit. He bragged that he'd been wounded in Vietnam. His own parents said he was never in service.
A lot of this was crowding in on me, and I just, all I could think inside was, David, did you kill my daughter?
All quality merchandise, I can personally assure you.
It just was there. I knew that he had murdered my daughter. I didn't know what to do with it. I felt ashamed. I just felt like I was going crazy inside.
Hello, if the person just joined the stream, welcome. We're in a mission right now, trying to get, just waste some time, get more money for it.
Bob Moore then discovered that Dave may have been involved in other insurance scams.
So,
He burnt the farm down across the road, and he had other fighters, and they fake injury food, and he worked for the automotive company. So I think he was just out to live on insurance money, and he just kept getting bigger and bigger all the time.
let's go see
and now he was up to the
catch on this mission.
At Marvin and Seymour's insistence, Shannon's body was exhumed. The medical examiner found the injuries of the body consistent with a fall from a horse. Indications of an unknown drug, however,
See how much I made for this one.
but the medical report still ruled Shannon's death an accident. 3 months later,
38,000, not bad.
press exposed Dave's alleged insurance swindles. The case was reopened. Dave moved to Florida. Detective Don Brooks was assigned to the investigation.
The information was contained in that
Go back
newspaper
to
article
the
was phenomenal. I thought if this is even 50% accurate, we're on to something here.
Brooks contacted the toxicologist who had already found traces of the unknown drug in Shannon's body.
I explained to him that we had a very large number of chemicals that we were looking at. There's over 350,000 chemicals in common use. And we had searched for and ruled out maybe 1,000. And we said, what I need is some help.
You okay?
Yeah. Alright, once this loads, we're gonna try and do some skill save stuff.
He asked me, actually, for information about Davis's background. One of the things I told him was that he was a dirt farmer, and he had some large animals on the farm. Dr. Forney and I then discussed the idea of contacting veterinarians in the area that may have serviced Dave Davis.
There we go.
I happened to ask 2 or 3 different vets in the area if they knew of any drugs that may affect the muscular system and the nervous system that they would use on large farm animals. And when I did so, one of the veterinarians I talked to provided me the name of the drug.
Dr. Voigt tested that drug. An animal tranquilizer. It matched perfectly the sample taken from Shannon's body. Now Brooks needed to connect the drug to Dave Davis.
We were able to determine that several years ago, Dave Davis took part in a deer hunting camp at which members of the camp used this drug to hunt deer with bow and arrows.
Alright. Let's see if anyone finds.
Shannon was exhumed a second time. 2 injection marks were found. One on Shannon's shoulder, and one on her wrist.
Okay.
Next to me, Mom. Don Brooks called, and he said, Finkel, they found Shannon is injected with something. And we're going to move now. We're going to end.
On October 13th, 1981, the issued the first degree murder warrant for Dave Davis.
Turn the music down, so we
Detective Brooks believes that Denny Davis pushed or coaxed Shannon on her horse, wrestled her to the ground, then paralyzed her with lethal tranquilizer. Brooks believes that Dave then struck her head on a rock, so that the injuries would appear accidental.
I don't think there's any question that this is premeditated murder. I believe he married Shannon Davis to kill her and to profit.
Let's go to the warehouse and try and sell stuff. No, go.
They can't bring him back.
Yeah.
But put him away. We're going to the casino girl.
This is your partner, Big Boy. Now listen, stay with me now. Don't you die.
After a broadcast, a new recognized Dave Davis was living in American Samoa, a small island in South Pacific. Davis was arrested 9 days later. At the time of his arrest, Davis was living in East Tennessee, a 20-year-old Samoan Within a half-week service, Davis would return to Michigan and stand trial for murder.
Now finding this we'll set up to start up that session.
For Shannon's parents, the village got a home 9 years struggle for justice.
We got what we wanted. He's going to be locked up the rest of his life. That's what we wanted.
We were on the rest of our life missing her. That's why I said he gave us the death penalty. Now we're giving it to him.
Go to counterfeit cash delivery mission. I should look at the
Presented to the speed of George Marsh, Kansas City labor who died alone in a nursing home in 1982. He had no known heirs and relatives. He left behind a legacy of $175,000. We hope that someone watching the broadcast might have known him or his heirs. There were a few clues. A birth certificate showing that George Marsh had changed his name from Joseph Salinas, and some family photos, including this portrait of a young man described a loving niece, Helen.
I looked up and saw my senior high school picture on the TV. I couldn't believe it. So then when you read your loving niece, that's how it sounded. I was just stunned. I was just amazed. And then the very next picture was Uncle Joe and some picture.
This woman, Eleanor Cope, George Marsh's long-lost niece in high school. And the latter family lives in Rock Springs, Wyoming. Joseph's brother Jim, looking for Jesus, 1941.
I never know. I have no idea why he took away from the family. There's no hard feelings.
Let's go in. There's so much hope, it's just one drop off.
The link is a currently being for final judgment from the Public Administrator's Office in Kansas City. Jim and Eleanor plan to provide $175,000 on Joe's surviving life. More importantly, they want to preserve Joe's memory. They intend to donate funds
The money you don't need as much as finding out where he's at. I just feel good all over. The more that I locate him, know where he's at, and I'll be able to bring his body back to the rest of his family.
Yeah, I will buy music, man.
In our next story, a wounded man who will bring home the fighter's house and bathtub full of water, fully after right? Listen.
Push back on your tough pain. Introducing new Tylenol Dual Action Acetaminophen plus ibuprofen. Relieve aches and pains and reduce pain caused by inflammation in one effective solution. Dual Action for your tough pain.
In 2022, I was a victim of identity fraud, and my score got hit really bad. Capital One Police is the only one who would offer me a card. They helped me with those names.
This hotel's great. Yeah, and only $310 a night. What? I got it for $200. You didn't check Toronto? You got to check Toronto. Toronto, you pay prices low for different sites. Hotel, over 100.
That's what I don't get on this shit.
Check Toronto. Check Toronto. 35%. Hotel, Toronto.